At first, I had no desire to give the television series Penny Dreadful a chance. Had it not been for the cast to give me any hope, I would not have wasted a single second watching what I thought was yet another festival of blood and frighteningly untoward situations. After all, I was wrong. Surprise of surprises, Penny Dreadful is a treasure and for me a milestone in the horror and fantasy television genre. It is so good that I've already reviewed its 3 seasons. Moments like this, when all my attention turned to the screen when I heard the murmur of the waves, the sound of seagulls and footsteps on the sand, accompanied by simple violin and piano chords, filling my whole existence in an emotional crescendo. I soon realized that I was facing the decline of the series and that it could only be epic. A panting man, dressed in black, walked towards a river carrying a body wrapped in a sheet. Falling on his knees, he held that shroud in the water. He slowly pushed the sheet away, revealing a child's face. He touched her face tenderly, in a gesture of deep love mixed with excruciating pain. With a lost look, the man in black abandoned the child to the current of the river and his soft voice resounded off, reciting a poem.
There was a time when meadow, grove, and stream, the earth, and every common sight, to me did seem apparelled in celestial light. The glory and the freshness of a dream. It is not now as it hath been of yore. Turn wheresoe'er I may. By night or day, the things which I have seen I now can see no more.
It was not the first time that this poem was heard in the series. Right at the beginning there is a moment when young Victor Frankenstein expresses all his sadness by reciting it in a green meadow of tall grass. Seeming to be one of the pillars of the plot, the poem emerges as a dialectic between mortality and immortality, exposing the cruelty of both. To say much more, moreover, would be to create a spoiler that would take away some charm from those who have not yet seen the series. Not unlike the way it fits in the series, the poem is an essay about childhood, about the loss of innocence when we realize our vulnerability to the world, of its experience while the tragedies of life unfold before our eyes. It is as if, suddenly, the world became a painful melancholy, an unbearable weight and anguish, in the romantic style of the 19th century that focused on human drama, tragic loves, utopian ideals and desires for escapism. In fact, creating sublime moments of recitation and dialogue, the whole plot is full of characters and literary references from Anglo-Saxon culture, William Shakespeare, Henrik Ibsen, Mary Shelley, Bram Stoker, John Clare, William Wordsworth, John Keats, Henry Rider Haggard, Lord Tennyson, among others. An unlikely bestiary. Penny Dreadful gathers and adapts part of the fabulous bestiary produced by English literature from the Victorian era. It is a story much like the 19th century Gothic novels, in which human vulnerability is exploited and manipulated by monsters, demons, witches, vampires, mystics, werewolves and mere humans consumed by despair and revenge. Said like this it seems hideous, but we easily find a delicacy and poetic essence in the script exceptionally written by the series creator, John Logan, supported by Andrew Hinderaker and Christy Wilson-Cairns. The story is magnificently played by Timothy Dalton as Sir Malcolm Murray, an incarnation of adventurer Alan Quatermain mixed with Van Helsing, Eva Green as Vanessa Ives, a medium and incarnation of an Egyptian goddess, Josh Hartnett as Ethan Chandler, a werewolf, Rory Kinnear as John Clare, Frankenstein's creature, Harry Treadaway as Dr. Frankenstein, Reeve Carney as Dorian Gray, an immortal, Billie Piper as Lili, Frankenstein's fiancé, Christian Camargo as Dracula, Olivia Llewellyn as Mina Harker and Shazad Latif as Dr. Henry Jekyll. In the end, what we found out with Penny Dreadful is that we are our own demons, more powerful than vampires, witches and immortal creatures. What is one Penny Dreadful? Besides this classical current around the series, we cannot forget the referential matrix to the Cordell tales that animated London's urban imagination, such as The String of Pearls, 1846 to 1847, by James Malcolm Rymer and Thomas Peckett Post, which has as villain the character Sweeney Todd, popularized in 2007 in the film of the same name by Tim Burton. In 19th century England, this very popular literary genre was known as penny dreadful or penny of blood, which, literally translated, is something like a penny of horror or blood. They were low-cost books, which narrated a lethargic world and aristocrats, murderous baronets, title ladies addicted to the study of toxicology, poison study, gypsies and chieftains, robbed men, masks and women with daggers, stolen children, wrinkled witches, heartless players, nefarious libertines and foreign princesses. It was in these stories, and in all the imagery of the Victorian era, that John Logan was inspired to create the series Penny Dreadful, shown on the Showtime channel. You can find out more stories like this at mrolson.com.